Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. A slightly happier coastal crafter here for you today. Oh dear, it's been a really rough day and a half. Good news is my dog is looking really good. She seems fine. We think we caught what she ingested early, and although her levels are a little bit high in places, the vet seems to think she'll be okay. We just need to monitor and make sure that nothing else happens. But oh my goodness, yeah, not the greatest 2 days, and we ended up with a huge vet bill is how I describe it. Mostly from an out of hours service that I would describe as -5 on Google. Yeah, I've put an actual review on there and given them one star's the lowest I think I can go. So yes, a bit of a stressful day yesterday, but today I'm back feeling much better, much brighter, much more positive. My dog's okay. And yeah, we're carrying on from yesterday. Now, when I kind of realised how messy it was looking poking these through, I kind of had an idea that if you've got a crocodile, you lucky people, because I would love one. You know, I know you can make tiny holes for really small rivets or whatever it is you call them. I can't think of the name. So I guess you could actually make those holes all the way around if you had the large crocodile. But I just don't have one. I've looked for one and they're just so expensive, even second hand. So unfortunately, it's going to be a while now. I have a £1,300 dog bill to pay off before I do anything else. That'll take, I'll see you in about 30 years. That's probably when I'll get there. Oh dear. I need to sell a lot of vintage linens in my Etsy shop for that one. Oh no, it could only happen to me. Right, so yeah, so if you've got a crocodile, I think you could make the holes all the way around. It went really messy, and I was just crafting on the, you know, on the run, so to speak, no real planning. So yesterday, just after I came off camera, I decided what I would do is go ahead and just do use this new gold that I've got, this gold gilding cream or wax or whatever it is, and just gild some little stars. And the reason I did that, if I bring you down, the reason I did was that I thought that they would look better, these blobs that I've done. That's how I'm describing them in a technical sense. These would look better if they kind of look like little star tails. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover all the areas where I put the glitter that look a bit blobby. I'm going to put a little star on there, and then it kind of looks like it was meant to be. And you know what? It's all a learning curve. I will probably make another one and not do the same thing, and maybe make little, you know, I think you could make little cross-shaped slits to make it easier with the craft knife. I think I've got the hang of the craft knife, because a couple of the times these slipped and I was like, I've made too big a hole. So I think you know, it's like anything, when you first start the process of making something and you kind of know where you want to go but not quite, then you're going to make mistakes. The difference between me and other channels is that I am quite happy for you to see them all and we'll just learn together. So yeah, what I thought I'd do is maybe use some art glitter glue just to kind of make these look like they're supposed to be. So they're, you know, if I turn this on, you'll probably see what I mean if I bring that down. So I think, you know, when it's lit up, I don't think you really notice that they're blobbies. But when it's off, it kind of looks a little bit messy. So I just thought that if I added a few little stars to each of those, I think that would look good. So I'm going to pause you now, because you don't want to see me sitting here gluing, and I'm just going to glue all of those on, and then we'll come back and we'll work on this envelope, the next envelope, and go from there. So bear with me, I'll be back. Hi, so I'm back. So they're all on. Just did those art glitter glue, and I think you would need a glue with a really fine point in order to get those in the right place. Whoops. My phone went wibbly then. So I'm just going to tidy up and move these out of the way, and then we'll work on our next envelope. Okay, so I'm back. I've had a good tidy, and I'm just looking at the envelope that, oh, this is a little bit out of shot. Hang on, let me just, ooh, everything's a bit wibbly today. There we go. I think I think that's okay. So we're just taking a look at this envelope. This one is now, this part of the envelope is now 14.5 centimeters, or let's see, it is just 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eighths, 5 and 5/8 by 4 1/4. So let's get that down quickly because I need to cut this out. 5 and 5/8 by 4 1/4. So I'm just going to trim this image out before I forget the sizes. So let's quickly take that off. So 5 and 5/8. Let's see if I want to do. Do you know what? I just had a complete blank there for a moment. What am I doing? Oh, 5 and 5/8. So that's, I just had a complete blank as to how I was supposed to cut. Oh dear. 5 and 5/8. There we go. Goodness me, brain. That wasn't very good. By 4 1/4. Oh dear. Right, okay, we're going to have to snip a little bit off the top. So take the top of that image off and start around there. Okay. So 4 1/4. Let's see if, yeah, that's better. Okay, so that should fit. Yay! I'm so tired. I was thinking it wouldn't. Okay, let's just straighten that again. Oh, there we go. I'm just going to make sure the light is turned up because it seems a little bit dim today. But I think it is. I think it's just because it's dingy outside. So I hope you can see. So I've done that. Now I'm just going to cover here because I'm going to add some other elements to this on this side to kind of decoupage it, because I want it to be nice and easy to kind of create an overlap here. So stick part of an image on this side and have it come over to this side here. That's what I'm planning on doing anyway. So let's get this stuck on. I was hoping to have some red distress ink, but it hasn't come yet, so we may have to come back to it and give it a little distress. I'm not sure. Perhaps I'll make another one and distress it once it's here, because this is just called sort of like I said, it's a prototype, if you like. So I may come back and make another video just to kind of show you what I've perfected, or if I've perfected anything. Listen to me when I've perfected it. So I'm just going to pop that on there. I don't mind the little border. I want it to look like an envelope. And then now we've done that, this part here I'm going to decorate. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to take a piece of the same paper. I may have to, I'm sure I've got another one of these. Let's just check. We could put a different one, but I'd quite like it to be the same paper, preferably not going that way though, although it is going to be covered with other things, so I don't know if that will matter. No, I think that should be okay, because as I say, I'm going to spruce it up with other bits. So let's just quickly cut that off there. I hope that's correct because I didn't use my chopping board. Okie dokie, let's see. Yeah, that should be okay, because along, I'm going to leave it like that, because along this edge, I'm going to trim that off, because along that edge there is where I'm going to put some extra things. So I think we're going to be okay. Ooh, make sure it's not too wobbly. That's it. I'm just going to put that there. That needs a little trim actually. That's fine, it's just like a background, so I'm alright with that. So I'm just going to put that piece on, and you're not going to see that it's sideways, at least I hope you're not by the time I finish with it. It's just kind of to make sure that it looks like an envelope. Okay, so I'll just pop that on there, right up to that edge. And then I'm going to put some things over here. Now, as you know, if you watched the video yesterday, well, actually no, it will be, yeah, if you watched the video yesterday, because I'm hopefully getting this one straight on the day after, you'll see that I had lots of images. I'm just going to move you up and try and not make it all wibbly woo. There we go. Okay, I had some images from a couple of kits, and I gave you the names of who they belong to. And one of them was this whole kit of ephemera. So I'm just going to grab, here we go. It was TaylorMadeJournals. She sent me a lovely message today saying, oh, I really hope you enjoy the kit, and let me know what you make. And I said, well, actually, I am actually crafting something with your things today. So I hope that I'll probably send her a picture so she can see. So I'm just looking at the moment for some smaller ephemera that might go on the front of an envelope. So I'm just kind of looking through. I quite like the idea of doing like a collage with a little bit of this, you know, maybe doing some tearing. I'm not sure. I don't normally do a lot of tearing, and then I watched Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodle and I'm like, I love that. There's a little telegraph one there. I like that. So I'm wondering if I could snip that out. And I like this here because it kind of looks stamp-like. Okay, I like this one as well. That looks great for we might use that on another envelope. Let's keep going, see what else we've got. These are slightly larger. We've got Santa there. They're such, can you see how lovely they are? I was so pleased when I opened up the pack. They're amazing. She's done such a good job. Lovely. Okay, so I think I'm going to stick with what I just saw there. I might even cut Santa out though as well, because he's got fish for a pussycat. Can you see that? That's so awesome. Right, so oh, you've moved again. Oh guys, I'm so sorry. So I think I might fussy cut. You know, it's my version of fussy cutting, don't you? Because I don't do fussy cutting, it makes my head hurt. Let's see, is that part of, okay, just making sure I don't completely mess it up. Yeah, so it's been I finally got some sleep last night after having completely sleepless night the night before, because she'd gone into the hospital, the veterinary overnight care clinic, and I was so angry with their attitude to us. We sort of said, look, you know, wow, that's a huge amount more money than you said it was, because the price kept going up, which I just found so unprofessional for these vets. I was just like, hang on, this is like a, you know, it's like you're in some sort of dodgy situation where someone quotes you something and then the price keeps going up and up. And yeah, so I was a bit taken back by that. And then yes, we said, you know, can we have a minute? And she said, oh, okay, I'm just going to run and tell them not to put the line in your dog then. And she kind of ran towards the door to stop them actually putting the line into my dog to give her the fluids that she so desperately needed. So I kind of yelled no. I said, we just need a minute to discuss finances. It was me and my mum. And I just thought, what on earth? You know, who does that as a vet? So yeah, I was just, you know, you're just so shocked by their behaviour. I was just dumbfounded. I'm just going to put this on this side, guys, so that it just covers that closure, but doesn't obviously doesn't stop it opening and moving. In fact, we'll just take that out, and then I can make sure I haven't got any glue seeping through. There we go, perfect. So as you can see, when you pull that out, hopefully it won't catch. No, I don't think it will actually. Look, it's not going to. Oh, it's catching there though. What's it catching on? Is it catching on it? Weirdly, it's not catching on that. It was catching on something else. Sorry, I was a bit off camera there again. So yeah, I was just so shocked. It was like, well, if you're not going to pay, you know, if you're going to discuss finance, well, I'm sorry, but we're just going to go and make sure your dog doesn't get the treatment it needs. I was just like, I just sat in the car and I was just, I don't believe this. This is so rude. So yeah, we kind of halted her doing that and said, no, can you come back a second? That's not actually what we meant. And yeah, so I was fuming by the time I'd kind of gone through how we were going to pay for it, because, you know, £900. And as I said to you guys before, I used to work in a really high paying job until I got sick. And I always sort of tell people, especially, you know, if you ever come across someone that's kind of like, oh, we've got 6 holidays abroad and, you know, we're doing this and doing that and we're extending. And I have come across them in my life. And, you know, I kind of just listen and I'm polite and everything. But now I also kind of add on the end of the conversation, you know, well, what happened to me can happen to anyone. So just, you know, as lovely as that is, it material things can be gone in a minute, and your actual wealth in life is your health. Because, you know, I was earning a lovely living, I was enjoying my job, I loved my profession, and it was taken away from me because although I went back to work, I couldn't cope. I just couldn't cope with all of the symptoms that my illness brings. So yeah, I was a little bit annoyed, and we did have pet insurance, because some of you are probably thinking, why have you got pet insurance? But we had a really horrible situation where we had a cat was insured, and when it came to treatment, there were certain parts of the treatment that they wouldn't pay for. So although we had pet insurance and had not claimed at all, suddenly we had to pay for a majority. We didn't actually get a lot off. So at that point we were like, this is a ridiculous amount of money and we don't get the cover when we need it most. So we've always kind of saved for the pets that we've had. But yeah, we were kind of caught on the hop, I'll be honest. We did have some money, but in the end, you know, we didn't have enough. So yeah, I was kind of I was very disappointed with the vet's behaviour on this, because I would imagine there's an awful lot of people out there that would not be able to cope with a sudden £900 bill that had to be paid then and there, no matter what it was. And my vet where I used to live, they were just so funny. They were so nice. They would kind of, when you went to reception, they'd say, okay, your bill is X, what, you know, £90 or something, and they kind of go, would you like to pay some now and some at the end of the month? And they were so nice. And yeah, this vet was just unbelievable. And the thing is, the price just kept going up and up and up. And to add insult to injury, they are a normal veterinary service in the day. So we took her in at around, oh, I've just glued all of it, haven't I? See, that's what happens when you talk. Let me just get a wet wipe. We took her in at just after she'd ingested what she did at, I think it's about 9:15. And yeah, so they then said to us, I'm sorry, but you know, you've got to be back here for her dead on 7:15 in the morning, because our normal surgery begins and we haven't got room for her. And I just thought, are you kidding me with this? You know, you're charging us £900 for an overnight stay. And I should add at this point that she needed additional fluids the following day. So we'd said to her, yeah, we'll take her to our vet, but we want to know how she is first, because you've just charged us £900 and we need to make sure that her welfare is maintained. But at the same time, that is a huge bill, and you know, if we've got to then take her to our own vet, that's going to be another bill. So anyway, they said, oh, no, that's fine, that's fine. And then when she came out, when we went and picked her up, she came out with a drain, with like an injection site still in her leg, and they brought out this fluid and said, now you've got to go to your vet and get all of that fluid in her. So I was just like, what? Like, we just told you that, you know, we want to know her numbers first. We wanted to see, you know, if any of her numbers had improved. And when we saw them, they were like, oh, it's going to, her, one of these numbers has gone up, her calcium's gone up, blah, 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 blah. And then we went to our vet, and the vet looked at all of the things from overnight, and they were all normal. All of the levels were normal, apart a little tiny rise in this calcium. So it wasn't like some big hoo-ha. She was going to be okay. We got there so quickly after what happened that she was going to be fine, we thought. And luckily our vet is really good. I mean, we said to them, like, what the hell is with this overnight service? And the interesting thing is, there is no other overnight hospital in the whole area where I live. So every single vet in my area, and there's a lot of them, uses that vile hospital for emergency care. And then when I looked at the Google reviews, they were all the same. Doesn't care about people, not compassionate, doesn't really care about the dogs. All they care about is money. Bill kept going. It was just awful. It was really awful. So I thought, I'm going to tell you guys about it today, because you can understand why yesterday I may have been a bit withdrawn, because I was just like, how much more is going to happen to me? You know, illness, and then losing my job because I couldn't work there, and oh, I was having a whinge. I was having a moany day. So I thought I'd come up to Craft to decompress. But yeah, it was just awful. I couldn't believe it. Now luckily we've spoken to our practice manager at our vets. And I'm just distressing around at the moment, guys, as you can probably see. Yeah, so I spoke to our vets and sort of said, wow, you know, what the hell is this place? They were awful, and they're looking into it, and they're going to actually speak to them. So fingers crossed, they might get a mouthful. But looking at the reviews on Google, they've made no effort to change in the last 3 years. It's the same thing, and it only ever seems to be in the veterinary service itself. They've got really high reviews. Obviously, a great vet, you know, for general practice. But when it comes to the overnight, the emergency, people are really angry. They're just saying, you know, this is extortionate. You've got to be kidding me. So, a bit of a drama. What do you think about that, guys? So we've got I'll move you down a little bit. So yeah, so hopefully this will keep moving. It keeps feeling like it's catching. I think I need a bit more strength in the postcard, so I will be, see there, it feels like, it is. I'm going to have to trim this top part, I think, a little tiny bit. I think that's where, oh no, look, it's catching there. Wait, is that catching on? Okay, we will solve it. I think it is that, look, it's just catching on that top bit. So what I'm going to do, oh, let's bring you back up. I'll move you around. I'm just going to have to, because I went a little bit over, I thought I'd be able to, but it's actually blocking my, now at the front, it's where the pussy bit is. So let's just see if I can, this is tricky, isn't it? Let's take that out. That would be much more sensible. Just going to see if I can trim off, I hope you can see this, the tiniest bit, but still keep that wording.